Welcome to another episode of Kingsville TV, and today we got a special guest in the building. Mr. Wauzumoya wami.
Yeah, Mr.
Bayashiselwa.
What's up, man?
MSIZ'KAY, what up, man?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for coming through and for coming through and having me on the show, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to Kingsville TV, man.
Yeah.
So how you been keeping up during this corona, man?
Man, I've been right here in the studio. I've been working all day, every day. Guess it, Jenzo, bro. Yeah, of course, I would love to be out there doing shows and doing what. But I mean, here I'm making the music. I'm making the music all day, every day.
And are you getting vaccinated?
I'm making music, man. That's the vaccination. What you saying?
People need to know whether the superstar is getting vaccinated. Are you advocating for the vaccination or you're anti-vaccination?
If the vaccine is there, why wouldn't I take it, man? I want to go out there and party and have fun again. Why not? So,
and I wanted to ask you, like, before you became this huge superstar people know now as MSIZ'KAY, I bet you're signing autographs. Sibona mawatsi emuva lapho akuthi ukuthi the music is now finally paying off. We used to see you at I think the first time I saw you was at Bigger Than Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Shout out to Thorn.
Yeah.
And I was surprised now, like, this guy, the first time I saw him he was rapping, and now it seems he's doing like singing. What happened for that transition to happen, like from you rapping at Bigger Than Hip Hop, shout out to Thorn, to now being this huge superstar who's like, vocalizing?
The game is changing. Every day the game is changing. Hip hop is evolving. From my point of view, I just realized in Djibouti, people want melody. You can check out artists like Drake. Drake, he's a good example of an artist who came on board back in 2009. Still one of the best hip hop artists today. He does both. He raps and he sings. So I was inspired by him. My transition was inspired by artists like him. That showed me what it is actually possible to do both. Even Karesi, if you go to some of these R&B singers and say, when you're an R&B artist, they might step you, my nigga. Hey, want you to get very violent very fast. Like, no, what you saying? I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
It's if you can do both, the game is structured in a way that you can last longer in the game if you can do both, because it helps with reaching more people as well, being a rapper.
So are you still a rapper, or you're now concentrating more on the singing part?
I'm a rapper, man. What you wanna? I'm a rapper, I'm a singer. I do both.
I've noticed that when you doing your singing, you mix English and you also mix vernacular. Is this intentional?
That's a tricky thing. Some of these things we do them without even noticing that this is what we are doing. I think for me it's just something that I started doing organically. I didn't even think about it. English is not my first language, but I'm cool with it. And Ndebele, obviously, that's my mother tongue, so I can write easily when I mix both,
I've spoken to a lot of people and they commend you on your originality. They say, MSIZ'KAY, he sounds Ndebele. He does not sound South African, because they try to emulate into the South Africa and they mix Zulu and they try to be, Zulu. So I just wanted to ask you, like, how does that make you feel when people are saying that MSIZ'KAY is coming through with an authentic Ndebele sound? He's not trying to be Zulu, he's not trying to be South African, because most of the time, debate on what, we would appreciate Bulawayo music more if these guys were sounding more of a Bulawayan artist than trying to sound like something from SA. I don't know. What's your take on that?
It's tricky because of course, because of the language, the similarity in the language and the similarity in the influences, because the world is now smaller than it used to be way back, it's possible someone watches South African shows, listens to South African music. When they go into the studio to make music, they are going to make something similar to what they hear every day, and the language, because of the language, it's going to sound similar. But what I try to do when I set out to make music. Shout out to Uputu Chomasego, the late great Chomasego. Shout out to him. So when I set out to produce music, I went to Chomasego and I was like, my brother, could you help me? I want to do something unique, something that is me, something that no one else is doing right now. So I explained to him my vision, and he was like, no, I will guide you, I will help you, bro. And then he showed me, a way of making music that in such a way that it is you and it is not something from someone else. Even if you are going to be inspired by whatever you're inspired by, always make sure that whatever comes out in the end is you. That way, when people want to consume music, they say, this sounds like something I've heard before, but this is slightly different in this way because we added that flavor, So that's what I try and do with my music. So it's good that people actually notice that. Yeah, well, I'm flattered, man. I'm flattered. Why not?
MSIZ'KAY, you're hearing from the man himself. He's saying, hey, I'm original, man, and I'm keeping it that way. And there's this issue, trending on social media, trending in the Bulawayo streets, trending even on most of the artists I've interviewed. They be like, just go Bulawayo, see the music. We're doing good music out in Bulawayo, but the problem is we're not getting enough support for us to break through the mainstream. The corporates are not supporting us. The individuals who listen to our music, they're not buying our music. The radio stations seem they don't want to play our music. Kanti kushotane ukuthi sibili support eqinileyo ko Bulawayo, lathi sibili imali ukuthi siziphilise as musicians, as artists.
That's a tricky one. I feel like running away from the interview. But my 2 cents on that is that the industry is still growing. Obviously, as it grows, most of these things will get ironed out along the way. But for now, we're at the stage where not all things are going to go according to you, to your plan as an artist. You put out a new song, you send it to radio, maybe they don't play it for one reason or the other, and then you put out a new song, and then the public out there, they respond well to it, and then maybe they hit you up on your WhatsApp and they'd be like, can you send me your new song? And they expect you to send that new song to them for free. They're not at a position where they understand that this guy does this for a living. He's an artist, he makes and sells music. For example, maybe if this guy is a lawyer, he would not give off his services for free. The same guy was asking you to send him your track for free. In that instance, then I would understand artists that say the support, it is not there, But I won't lie, from my part, support is there, my guy. Support is there. Shout out to guys like Leroy Webbs. He came through for me at a time when it was about to be the BAAs last year. He was like, my brother, you know what? You better look good at the BAAs. Here's a pair of sneakers.
Shout out to Leroy, man.
Shout out to Leroy. Shout out to guys like Pofela. I've got a friend of mine called Pofela. Every time I'm shooting something, I'm doing something, and I'm short of funds, there's always people that come up and be like, hey, MSIZ'KAY, Zwana check, Lapak Shota Malin, you said you need an extra 200. I won't complain, because slowly but surely, even though there's a whole bunch of people who claim to support but do not really support, because support it comes in a lot of ways, you understand. So I understand that the industry is still growing, and it will take a while for it to get to where it needs to go.
And you've had many songs topping the charts on the radio, and couple of number ones on the radio, and there are a whole lot of artists who always, inquiring like, how do we break through the mainstream air radio. We want our songs to also get played on the radio, but we always get these negative feedbacks. Awuphakejanga kuhle ingoma zakho, your songs ain't properly mastered. You know, I've always had like outcries from artists saying,
Yeah.
how do we get to that level where we also enjoy that MSIZ'KAY airplay, those number ones? Is it because I don't have that MSIZ'KAY touch? I don't have that MSIZ'KAY collabo, that MSIZ'KAY, you know, thing? Tell us what is it that an artist can do to get his music get played?
It's a tricky thing because radio DJs are people, man. That's the first thing that most artists don't understand. Radio DJs are people. Most of us, I will speak from my own experiences. I've had very strange experiences with artists. Very strange experiences. You get a message in your WhatsApp. It says, I want a feature. There's no hi, how are you? My name is so and so. I do this and this. This is a little bit about myself. I would love to work with you. I have something in mind. Could you kindly assist me and tell me what are the procedures that I need to follow to make this happen? You know, proper etiquette. A simple thing is being able to know the procedures to get something done. People just come up and be like, I'm sure they should have inbox about radio DJ with Eta. You know. So that's one of the things, you know. Most of us lack that professionalism, which is not really which is not really like something that's expected from artists, you know. But like I said, the industry is still growing. So in a normal industry, most of us would have to be sitting back and then have a team or management that does all these things for us. People are professional when they approach the radio stations with your music, you know, they package it in a certain way, they approach the radio stations in a certain way that will mean those people will actually take time and listen, you know. So that's one of the things. Like you say, the other thing is there's the quality of the music. Radio stations, they require a certain quality of music. So if you send them a track that is not properly mixed or properly mastered, yeah, definitely they won't play it. Trust. So yeah, we need to work on that, and then yeah, things will work out.
I've noticed that you take professionalism seriously.
Too serious.
When I called you, you know, you set the time. The other time we called, you're like, yo, you need to talk to my manager. And I saw that this guy is very serious about his art, his music. You know, how important is it for artists to be, you know, taking their business seriously and, you know, taking it as a job, not just as a recreation thing that just can, you know, not be serious about.
Music is a business, Buffett. So music is a business. For me, when I think of music, I in my life, I never want to do anything else, truth be told. So from that perspective, if I don't take this thing that I want to do as a career seriously, I'm gonna die very poor. So I don't want to. I want to die rich. You know, I want to die with $1 million that I made off of what my music. You know, so I take my music very seriously. I had this statement a long time ago when I was starting out. I'm not really sure who said it, but he said, "If you treat your music like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. If you treat your music like a career, like a job, it will pay you like a job." So from that point onwards, that's how I treated my music. I treat it like a job. It pays me like a job, you know. So professionalism is very important. I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of people from all over the world. And the one thing that I keep noticing about most of them and their teams that they work with is how professional they are. These people follow procedures. How do we get a feature from you? You know, hi, MSIZ'KAY, we're about to post this song on music stores. Could you kindly please tell us how to properly spell your name? It's a simple thing as how to properly spell your name. And then somewhere along the way, you're fortunate enough to get a gig back home here. And then they say, we want to have you as part of our show. And then you check out the poster, your name is incorrectly spelled. said.
Very.
Lack of profession. It's a simple thing that you could easily ask. Hi, how do we properly spell your name? Professionalism. It will change the game. The game is still growing, like I'm saying. So we're still learning how important it is to treat our craft like a business. So yeah, professionalism.
Nice.
Above all else.
You're hearing it from the multi-award winning superstar.
Yeah.
Professionalism, guys. Professionalism. Don't just be crying out there with your unproperly mastered songs. You're just throwing your songs on WhatsApp. You're just doing things haphazard. Professionalism. Let's be professional.
Yeah.
And we're going to see the music grow and develop into something beautiful, and we get the money. Speaking of money, is there money in this music business, especially in Zimbabwe, or should I say in Malawi? Cause
yes,
the word on the street is, guys, I just took note of something you say. Like, I'm taking my music as my job.
Yeah.
But the word on the street is, ish. In Shona, they say, boy, it's a guy bass. Because this music thing is not paying. So I don't know. As for you, who's doing this music thing full time, can you please, tell the masses on Kingsville TV and beyond, how is it paying off as in revenue and sustenance for MSIZ'KAY?
People do not be lied to. There's money in music. Of course, the problem is why most of us are failing to access the money. It's because we are unaware of how to set ourselves up and put ourselves in positions where we can be able to earn from music. So most artists, and I'm sorry to say this again, I keep saying this, people don't research, my brother. It's a simple thing as research. Let's take, for instance, Omasalo ohlale khoneni laphana by the hood, othengisa amatamatis, It's a simple thing. Before I set up umsika wakhe, she found out okay, amatamatis athengiswa market. I have to wake up at 5, and then umsika wami ngcono ngifakele laphana endleleni leyana because udlula abantu abaningi by that corner. They will see me, ngiyawufaka endlini yami abantu abasoze bembone. Into ezinjalo. Artists don't take the time to do that similar research. It's a simple thing. So if you know what you're an artist, you have an artist who's not even on social media. So you say, I'm making and selling music, but you're not even on social media. Your music is not on digital stores. People have no way of accessing your music, and I don't know how are you reaching the market? I don't know, unless if you have another way, if you go directly to them. But nowadays, with the COVID and lockdown and whatnot, it's impossible to reach people directly in large numbers. So yeah, I think music, there is money in music. That's why we have all these big companies that are still making money off of music. That's why we have all these record labels. Otherwise, they would have stopped. They would have shut down if there was no money in music. Truth be told, So the proof is that there's money in music is that there's all these artists that keep making money in music, all these record labels that keep making money in music. So you have to find out, how are they doing it? How can I implement something similar for myself so that I can make money for myself? Imali khona.
Nice, bafethu liyazizwela try imali khona igcwele. You need to just
couch khona.
research. So professionalism and research. I see a whole lot of accolades behind you and in front of you. Can you please tell us what awards mean to you?
Awards really awards are good for the brand. I don't want to lie. Awards are good for for the CV. So when you're out there and say I'm an award-winning artist, but they just mean that people are taking notice. They just mean that your grind is reaching certain circles that and they notice you. I remember when I got my first award, SKYMA 2018. Amazing feeling. Never forget it. Awards, they change the way that you can work in music because I've been doing a lot of collaborations. Again, I mentioned this with guys from abroad, So when they see this guy is an award-winning artist, oh, he was nominated at Zimbabwe Music Awards, oh, he was nominated at Bulawayo Arts Awards, oh, this guy, they respect him in his city, he's respected in his country. Let's work with this guy. He's got a following, into ezinjalo. So awards, they really help the brand grow. And I don't know in Bulawayo how it works, but I know for a fact that in other countries like SA, once you win a summer, if you used to charge 1,000 rand for shows, you can now charge 30K.
The rates go up.
Stuff like that, Awards are really good for your brand,
Yeah, and speaking of you working with artists from abroad, congratulations on your 2.8 million views on the Happy song with I think you collaborated with Vintage Culture.
Yeah.
Can you please just maybe tell us how that collaboration came about?
Funny story, man. I never used to believe in coincidences, total absolute. So I have a friend of mine, shout out to KOT, amazing producer, great dance music producer, He's been producing and releasing music internationally from Kwabalanda, straight from Kwabalanda, So KOT, he linked up with DJ Satellite, who owns and runs Ceres Producers, based out in Portugal. So sometime in 2019, Ceres Producers connected KOD and Drunky Daniels, So those guys came together, and then they were supposed to do a collaboration together, just the two of them, So at that point, KOD being a producer and Drunky Daniels being producers as well, when they finally made the instrumental that they were working on, they needed someone to put vocals, So at that point, that's when KOD was like, no, I know a guy, So it just happened that the guy was me. And then that was the first time I worked with Drunky Daniels. Shout out to Drunky Daniels all the way over in Brazil. So after that, we developed a relationship, and we decided to do more projects together, So Happy is one of the projects that we have done together with Drunky Daniels since then, because now I'm saying too much. There's more music coming. There's more music coming. Yeah. So at that point, me and KOD, then me and Drunky Daniels, we did Happy, and Happy was heard in Brazil by Vintage Culture and Fancy Inc., who also loved the record and then became a part of it, and we all put out the record together. So that was an amazing time, an amazing collaboration.
Yeah, congrats, man, on the 2.8 million views.
Shout out to Vintage Culture, man, and Team Vintage Culture. Those guys are amazing,
I saw my numbers, 2.8. Congratulations once again. And speaking of visuals, how important are visuals? Because I've seen like almost all your tracks, like tracks Kulu, they always come with visuals. They always come with videos. How important are visuals in the year 2021? Like if you release a track, should it always come with a visual, or you can just stick to audio?
Unfortunately, visuals are very important. So you could do a survey, especially Gobulawa, and ask most people, where do you listen to new music the most? Most of them will tell you it's on YouTube. Platforms like Spotify are not easily accessible in Zimbabwe, like iTunes, people can access them. Some don't have access to that. They don't have what do you call these things, the MasterCards and what to buy music online. So most people, when they want to listen to new music, the place that they really go to is YouTube. So visuals play a crucial part in getting your music out there, because a lot of people are on YouTube searching for new music. They see the video. If they do have access to the other platforms where people buy music, then they go and buy the song after seeing the video on YouTube. So visuals are very important. Plus, they help tell the story better. They go beyond what the words are saying in the song and all that stuff.
Are you a lover? Because we see that most of your songs are mostly based on love. So we want to know, is MSIZ'KAY a Romeo? What inspires these love songs?
I just tell the stories, man. I tell the stories that you write what you know. You know what they say. You write what you know. You write what you know, man. You write what you know. Yeah. I keep it easy. I keep it simple, and then we put out music. We put out the music. Mostly I write concept based music. So I have a concept like Nao's Moyami, for example. So this other time I'm walking around town. And then I met this guy. I was walking with this other lady. I'm like, yo, yeah, she had a low sharp, And then I passed them. But for some reason, I have that idea, ukuthi, eish, ngubona uhamba lechere ngifuna ngawuzmoya. So I actually duck into this other friend of mine who has a shop in town. I'm like, hey bro, I'd like to record this voice note real quick. I might forget by the time I get home. So I had a concept based music. So I actually recorded that voice note real quick, like I rush home, I get to the studio, very fast. I made the beats, I made the face part, the drums for that. Once those drums were made, I call up Mr. Velapi Kumbo, like, Vici, what's good? Are you good, my brother? We've got something here. What you think about this? I sent him a sample of that. Like, oh, come through. We finished the song. We hit up our keyway, concept-based music, So based on what you experience, what you live through, yeah, easy.
So is Mr. MSIZ'KAY in a committed relationship, or is he out for the streets? What's going on with Mr. Lover out here?
MSIZ'KAY umuntu abantu.
MSIZ'KAY is out for the streets.
No. MSIZ'KAY umuntu. I think I put that wrong. MSIZ'KAY umuntu. Azomuntu wonke.
Tina MSIZ'KAY is out for the streets. Oh, so you in a committed relationship?
I love my chick. I love my lady. So yeah.
Sorry, ladies.
Yeah,
he's taken, but my DM
I'll respond. I'll reply. Yeah.
So I don't know, are you a signed artist or you're unsigned?
Unsigned, independent.
And what are some of the difficulties or the challenges you have faced, or you're still facing till this time, for being an unsigned artist?
Unsigned artists always gonna cry about resources, bro. Anywhere you go in the world, unsigned artists, you have less resources than the signed artist. Definitely trust that and believe that. So so the one thing that keeps getting in the way is those resources. In Zimbabwe, really, we can't really cry and say, no, there's the bigger established record labels that are getting in our way. There's none of this. But the one thing for sure that you will have trouble with is trying to break through in an industry where they are already not really established record labels, but they are established, what you call this? Abantu balama group
Illuminati.
They're all these established gatekeepers or so. Yeah, true. So you might have to find ways to maneuver around them, or to, if you can't beat them, join them. Stuff like that. But the other thing is, being an unsigned artist starting up on your own, you will not know a lot of things. It will take you a while. So the one thing that I keep struggling with is how much I do not know. So I learn every day, but I learn every day. Every time I fail, I've learned something. I try and take away a lesson from every release. If this release did not become as big as my last release, how differently did it go? What did I do there that I could have done different? We learn every day. Lami, like everyone else, I started out recording my first song back in 2010. And then I had to do school and music for a while. But I came back to music full time back in 2014. Yeah, and started producing and releasing music for myself. So now, when I did start out, I did not know a lot of things that I should have known. Yeah, so that's the biggest struggle that most of us face. I'm an indie artist. We do not know a lot of the things that we need to know to be able to survive and win,
Any dream collabos, any artists locally, regionally, overseas, you would feel like, hey, this is a dream collabo. I love to collaborate with so and so, so and so.
I would love to work with a lot of people, man. I like collaborating and working with new artists. It's interesting. I find it very like it spares the it spares that whole like creativity. Yeah, rejuvenated. Yeah, sometimes I also feel like I've been doing a lot of MSIZ'KAY stuff. Let me stop for a minute and do something with someone else because they bring into the table something different. So for me, really, I don't have specific people that I would love to work with, Engba, Taketile, or whatever. But I would love to collaborate with people and who I feel like their sound and mine is just, just like that, auto connect. People who have something to say, because it's not just I'm a love song about telling people about love. I want to inspire people, my brother. So people that inspire people inspire me. So I'm inspired by that. So when I see someone who's inspiring people, someone who is pushing boundaries and stuff like that, I want to work with artists like that.
Yeah, speaking of collabos, you've worked with the likes of the ASFs, the queen of Bulawayo hip hop, Awa, the Shoemaker, and the late great King Calvin. Any fond memories you have about the late King Calvin?
Yeah, Vin was a character. Kelvin. Kelvin is one of the people who taught me that it takes as long as it takes. I used to have this thing of wanting to start a song and finish a song. 30 minutes, I'm done. Bye-bye, gone. So I remember going to work with Kelvin. Working with Kelvin was an experience because you'd go there. When we did Umziligazi and Ulindentoni, it was a feature for a feature type of arrangement. So when we wanted to do that, yeah, I think I had to go over to his studio because Kelvin preferred very much. Kelvin would not move from his studio. So I went there, we worked. It took like 3-4 days, if I'm not mistaken, to do 2 songs. At first I was like, my God, you're taking forever. But I realized that in the course of doing that, when an idea pops up 4 hours later, that is actually the idea that makes the song even sweeter, So you take as long as you take. You enjoy the process of making music. Kelvin taught me that, to enjoy the process of making music. Just have fun with it.
Because the guy will be talking too much. Because like, you go to Kelvin's studio, it's either you're going to take 5 hours of recording just 16 bars. Because this guy is going to talk, he's going to sample his music, sample some instrumentals, sample some ideas, you know? It was always an experience.
By the time you're done, you've enjoyed so much of the song, and you've listened to it over and over, back to back with other things as well. So that way you're like, okay, now I'm very sure, this is what we wanted to put out.
Yeah, man. Hey, R.I.P. to King Cal, man. Forever rap your name. Any advice you'd give to up and coming artists who feel like, hey, lami phela ngifuna ama-watts alo MSIZ'KAY. Lami phela ngifuna ama-2.8 million views, I want to be on the radio like MSIZ'KAY, what's the motivation behind, what drives MSIZ'KAY, can you maybe just motivate these up and coming artists out there?
I would advise artists to work, bro. Music is work. It's not easy, guys. I won't lie to you. It's not easy. You, especially if you don't have a team of people around you, where you have to make the music, package the music, sell the music. It's not easy. So you are gonna have to be really creative in the studio. You're gonna have to be original. Being original will help you stand out from everyone else. So it starts with the music, and then when you're pushing the music, you're gonna have to know your strengths. If you don't really know how to push and market music, it will seem as if i-music yakho ayikho mnandi, kanti no, it's not the case. I-music yakho imnandi but ayifiki ebantwini, yabo. So it goes both ways. You make really great music, push it as much as you can. So my advice to you is be as original as you can when you're making that music. And when it comes to making sure that your music gets to the platforms it needs to get to, that's where the professionalism comes in. Be very professional, learn the market, figure out ukuthi mina ngenza ingoma ezi-consumer ngobani abangaphi, so that way you don't waste your time ubusy ujikijela ingoma zakho ebantwini abangazifuniyo. So yeah, it's sad but true, because most of us make music but we don't know who we make it for. So stuff like that. Figure out what music you're making and who you're making it for. It's easy. Take it from there.
Your target market is very important out there. And I was just wondering, like, your name is MSIZ'KAY. What does the K stand for?
MSIZ'KAY was just a nickname, man, that became something else. That became something crazy. Shout out to Smidlos. I always mention Smidlos in all my interviews. Shout out to Smidlos. Smidlos is the one who actually named me MSIZ'KAY. Smidlos just stays 2 houses down from here, from where I stay. He used to actually. He's now based in SA. An old friend of mine. So when we were growing up, Amachita, my nickname. Amachita, Amachita. Like guys like Omlamuli, they became Omlakara.
All right.
There's a guy omunye kwakuthiwa ngakara, into ezinjalo. Umandla like by Smidlos. So these guys were like, no, we can't have you. Caesar, because that's what most people used to call me. Caesar. Caesar kayenzi mina. Ala usungumsizikara. Msizikara. And then somewhere along the way someone just threw away the ara and started saying, MSIZ'KAY. It's stuck. Until today, here we are.
So if you didn't know, now you know what MSIZ'KAY stands for.
The hood gave me this name. The streets. The streets name to Nick.
He's not for the streets, but the streets gave him that name.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
And last but not least, I just wanted to inquire, like, in your space, like it feels as if there are a few male singers who are doing this alternative genre, especially in Bulawayo. Is it true or false? Like, but asibazi they're lacking, exposure. But it feels as if in your space of, alternative music, MSIZ'KAY is the leader. Can we safely say that MSIZ'KAY is the leader of this Bulawayo alternative music?
No, MSIZ'KAY we one, yabo. So laba abantu bakhona baneng, bro. People that sing. I know a lot of people that sing. Fewer people that rap and sing. So maybe that's the thing. But me, I'm just me doing what I do, having fun with it. There's room for more people in the industry, and as I say, a million, we can all fit. The industry can accommodate all of us, which is, I think, probably going to be my last piece of advice. Oguti, the industry can accommodate everyone. There's room for everyone in the industry. So it's never like a problem for me to identify someone who's on the come up and say, hey, my guy, come through, let me help you this way, and put you on. Because one thing's for sure, the industry can accommodate all of us. There's a market for all of us,
Yeah, so there's no need for you guys to be player hating each other and, throwing shade. Industry is big enough, the pie is big enough for everyone.
There's a share for everyone.
Yes. Where can they find MSIZ'KAY on his socials? And another thing, how much does MSIZ'KAY charge for his features? And do you also do free features, or it's always on monetary basis.
Monetary basis. At MSIZ'KAY. I am MSIZ'KAY on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube. So MSIZ'KAY everywhere on across all social media platforms. And my music, I'm always sharing links to my music. My music is up on stores like Apple Spotify, Apple iTunes, you know, the likes of Deezer, you know. Music is there everywhere. You can get it even on Amazon and the likes, you know. So if you are interested in working with MSIZ'KAY, yeah, do get in touch and let's work. So because like I said, I do this for a living, you know, so I can't be out there giving away free features. So there's two ways that it works in this industry, Yabo. So a feature is a paid for appearance from MSIZ'KAY, and then a collaboration is where you approach another artist and you say, no, I would love to work with you. I don't have money right now, but I believe we can make money off of the project that we are doing, and then this is how we will make the money. So imali yakho ningayibuya sizayishare so this is your share, my share. I promise to do this, and you know, it works that way, yabo. So me, I'm open for both features and collaborations, depending on ukuthi kona the person who's approaching me ule vision in mind, you know. And if they want to collaborate, cool. As long as you can show me with, okay, after we collaborate, this is how my brand and your brand will benefit from this feature. So easy, you know.
Hey,
work.
Thank you and much appreciated, man,
away.
for gracing us with this interview on Kingsville TV, man. Till next time, we out.
Nande, thanking ya boy.